we're going to factor this trinomial, and this is a different case from the previous ones. Here we have a number which is 6 multiplying the x squared, and we don't have a common factor between the three terms. So 6, 7, and 5, well, they don't have a common divisor, a common factor, so we cannot factor it out. So we're going to apply a different method. So we're going to use basically 3 steps. So the first step, step 1, is that we're going to multiply the first number times the last one. So we're going to multiply them, and when you multiply 6 times -5, you get -30. And now we're going to factor the trinomial, but we're going to write 6x and 6x, and we need to find two numbers whose multiplication is -30 and whose sum is 7. So how can we write -30? So it could be 3 times -10, or -3 times 10. It could also be 6 times -5, or -5 times 6. So we need to choose which one works. It could also be 15 times 2, but we can see easily that the one that works is -3 times 10. So our numbers are -3 and 10. But we also need to divide by 6 because we multiply times 6. And let's notice that if we multiply 6x times 6x, we get 36x squared. And that doesn't work. We need 6x squared, so that's why we're dividing by 6. But notice here that we cannot divide any of these two terms by 6 without getting fractions. So what we're going to do is we're going to divide this 6 here as 3 times 2. And we don't have to do this in every single case. So in the next example, we're going to notice that we don't have to do it. So this is 3 times 2. And now we're going to divide it as, we're going to divide this by 3 and the second by 2. So you get 6x minus 3. And if we divide it by 3, we have to divide every single thing by 3. And the second one we're going to divide by 2 here. So you get 2x minus 1 times 3x plus 5. And this is our factoring. And if we multiply and use FOIL, we notice that we get the original answer. For the second example, we're going to do the same thing. We first multiply 3 times 5, you get -15. And now we're going to write 3x and 3x. And we need to find two numbers whose multiplication is -15 and whose sum is 2. So what is 15? Well, 15 can be factored very easily. It's -3 times 5 or 3 times -5. As we can see, this is negative, so they have different signs, but the biggest number has to be positive because the sum is positive. So we can write this as 3x plus 5 and 3x minus 3. And then when we divide by 3, you notice that only one of them can be divided by 3, so you get 3x plus 5 times 3x divided by 3 minus 3 divided by 3, because we're dividing the whole thing, the whole expression by 3, so you get 3x plus 5 times x minus 1.